He became the richest king in history. Not by chasing money, by chasing something else first. Around 970 BC, a young man named Solomon became king of Israel. He had everything: power, position, resources. But God appeared to him and said, "Ask for whatever you want." Most people would ask for wealth, for long life, for victory over enemies. But Solomon asked for something different: wisdom, the ability to discern right from wrong, to make good decisions, to lead well. And because he asked for wisdom instead of wealth, he got both. He became legendary for his wisdom, and his riches flowed from that. Because Solomon understood something most people miss: that prosperity isn't about chasing money. It's about developing the qualities that naturally attract it. Vision, wisdom, discipline, purpose. Get those right, and wealth follows. Chase wealth without those, and you stay broke, no matter how hard you try. Here's why most people stay financially stuck. They focus on money instead of the principles that create money. They chase opportunities without building character. They want results without developing the mindset. They try to get rich without becoming the kind of person who can build and keep wealth. And it doesn't work. Because money doesn't come to people who want it. Money comes to people who create value, who solve problems, who have vision, who make wise decisions consistently. That's what Solomon understood. That prosperity is a result, not a goal. The goal is wisdom. Prosperity follows naturally. Think about Solomon's first major decision as king. 2 women came to him, claiming the same baby. Both said they were the mother. How do you solve that? Solomon said, "Cut the baby in half. Give each woman half." One woman agreed. The other immediately said no. Give the baby to her, just don't hurt the child. And Solomon knew the real mother would rather lose the child than see it harmed. He gave the baby to her. That wisdom, that ability to see through situations and make the right call, that's what made Solomon great. And it's what made him prosperous. Because people wanted to be near wisdom. They brought him gifts, paid for advice, sought his judgment, formed alliances with him. His wisdom became valuable, and value always attracts wealth. Not the other way around. You can't buy wisdom with money. But wisdom naturally generates money. Solomon wrote about this extensively in Proverbs. He said, "Get wisdom, though it cost all you have." Why? Because wisdom is the foundation of everything else. With wisdom, you can rebuild wealth if you lose it. Without wisdom, you'll lose wealth even if you have it. Look at lottery winners. People who inherit wealth. They have money, but not wisdom. And most of them lose it all. Because having money and keeping money require different skills. And those skills come from wisdom, not luck. So what was Solomon's actual secret to prosperity? It breaks down into clear principles. First, vision. Solomon had massive vision. He didn't just manage what existed. He imagined what could exist. He built the temple, expanded trade, formed alliances, created wealth where none existed before, because vision sees opportunities others miss, sees value where others see nothing. And vision is what separates people who stay broke from people who build wealth. Most people have no vision. They just react to what's in front of them. Work the job, pay the bills, survive. Never imagine what else could be possible. Never see opportunities, never create value. And that's why they stay stuck. Not because they're not working hard, because they're not seeing clearly. Vision is what allows you to build something from nothing, to create value, to multiply resources. Without vision, you're just maintaining. With vision, you're building. Solomon said, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." He wasn't just talking spiritually. He was talking practically. Without vision, you wander. You waste resources. You miss opportunities. You stay small. But with vision, you see paths forward. You see possibilities. You create things that didn't exist. And that creation is what generates wealth. Second principle, wisdom in relationships. Solomon understood that your network determines your net worth. He formed alliances with other kingdoms, built relationships with traders, connected with people who could help him accomplish his vision, not through manipulation, through genuine value exchange. He offered wisdom. They offered resources. Everyone won. Most people either don't build relationships, or they build the wrong ones. They stay isolated and wonder why opportunities don't come. Or they hang around people who drain them and wonder why they can't get ahead. But Solomon was strategic. He surrounded himself with people who could contribute, who could collaborate, who had resources, skills, or connections he needed. And he made sure he offered value in return. That's how prosperity networks work. Mutual benefit, not one-sided taking. Third principle, delayed gratification. Solomon wasn't impulsive. He didn't spend frivolously. He invested. He built. He planted seeds that would grow for years. The temple took years to build. But once finished, it became a center of commerce and culture that generated wealth for generations. That's long-term thinking. That's delayed gratification. Sacrificing now for multiplication later. Most people can't do this. They get money and spend it immediately. On things that depreciate, on comfort that doesn't last, on status symbols that don't generate returns. And they wonder why they're always broke, because they're thinking in days and weeks, not years and decades. But prosperity requires long-term thinking, requires investing in things that grow, that compound, that multiply over time. Solomon also taught about diligence. He said, "The hand of the diligent makes rich, not the hand of the lucky, not the hand of the smart, the hand of the diligent." The person who shows up, who does the work, who stays consistent. That's who builds wealth. Not through shortcuts. Through steady, intelligent effort over time. But here's the key. Diligence without direction is just busy work. You need diligence plus vision. Work hard on the right things. Most people work hard on things that don't matter. Don't build anything. Don't create value. Just trade time for money inefficiently. But diligent work toward a clear vision, with wisdom guiding the execution. That's how you build real prosperity. Fourth principle, generosity. This sounds backwards. But Solomon was generous. He gave, he helped, he provided. And it came back multiplied. Why? Because generosity builds goodwill, creates reciprocity, establishes reputation, opens doors. People want to work with generous people, want to help them, want to see them succeed, but stingy people, they succeed alone, if at all. An isolated success is limited success. Solomon said, "One gives freely, yet grows richer. Another withholds, but comes to poverty." The generous person creates a network of goodwill. The stingy person creates resentment and isolation. And over time, the generous person ends up with more, not less, because generosity is investment in relationships, in reputation, in reciprocity. It multiplies what you give. Now, let's make this practical. Because these aren't just ancient principles, they work today. Exactly the same way they worked 3,000 years ago. Because human nature hasn't changed. The principles of prosperity haven't changed. Only the tools and markets have changed. First, develop vision. What do you see that others don't? What problem could you solve? What value could you create? What opportunity exists that isn't obvious? Train yourself to see possibilities, to imagine what could exist. That vision is the starting point of all prosperity. Without it, you're just surviving. With it, you're building. Second, build real relationships, not transactional connections. Real relationships based on mutual value. Find people who have what you lack. Offer what you have that they need. Build together, collaborate, create value together that none of you could create alone. That's how real wealth multiplies. Through cooperation, through networks, through relationships that actually matter. Third, practice delayed gratification. Stop spending everything you earn. Stop chasing immediate comfort. Start investing. In skills, in assets, in businesses, in things that will grow and multiply. Yeah, it's uncomfortable now, but that's the point. Discomfort now creates prosperity later. Comfort now creates poverty later. Choose wisely. Fourth, be diligent. Show up every day, do the work. Stay consistent, but make sure you're working on the right things. Vision tells you what to work on. Diligence makes sure you actually do the work. Both are necessary. Vision without diligence is just fantasy. Diligence without vision is just busy work. Combined, they create results. Fifth, be generous, not stupid, but generous. Help people, create value. Give when you can. Build goodwill. Establish reputation. Create reciprocity. Not as manipulation, as genuine contribution. Because generous people end up with stronger networks, better opportunities, and more support, while stingy people end up isolated and limited. Solomon proved all of this. He started by asking for wisdom. Then he applied wisdom to build vision, used vision to create value, created value that attracted wealth, used wealth generously to build relationships and infrastructure, and all of it compounded. His wisdom became legendary. His wealth became legendary. His kingdom became legendary. Not through luck, through principles. The same principles are available to you. Wisdom, vision, relationships, delayed gratification, diligence, generosity, they worked for Solomon. They've worked for every person who built lasting prosperity since Anne. They'll work for you if you actually apply them, not just understand them. Apply them. Most people won't. They'll keep chasing money without building the character that attracts it. Keep wanting wealth without developing the wisdom to create it. Keep hoping for prosperity without doing the work that generates it. And they'll stay broke, not because they're unlucky, because they're ignoring principles that have worked for thousands of years. But you don't have to be most people. You can choose Solomon's path. Choose wisdom over wealth, knowing that wisdom creates wealth. Choose vision over comfort, knowing that vision multiplies resources. Choose relationships over isolation. Choose investment over consumption. Choose diligence over shortcuts. Choose generosity over hoarding. And watch what happens over the next 5 years, over the next decade. Solomon didn't become the richest king by accident. He became rich by becoming wise first, by developing vision, by building with purpose, by applying principles that work. The same principles are waiting for you. The question is, will you chase money? Or will you chase wisdom, knowing money follows? Subscribe for more ancient principles that still work.